can entertain both the younger fans and also the people that have followed us through the years. Now the problem is with a thing like that, we might choose a tune that's a little maybe naive or a little lyrically sort of infantile. Infantile's a good word. But no, just a little naive, a little ordinary, which I like, The deal would be that it's got a collection of all sorts of tunes on there. Mickey sings 5 tunes on the album, I sing 5 tunes, Peter has a couple of tunes, and it all works out very well. We now have, I've got 4 new tunes in the show, 4 songs from the album, so as we go along there's going to be more and more in our stage show.
How about your album?
It's finished, I made a call, it's being mastered right now, and hopefully Rhino Records will be giving me a release date soon as to when it's coming out. The tour ends at the end of September, beginning of October, and I plan to tour the country doing a book tour and going to the different areas. You're not coming. You're turning the neck. Nick at Night too, right? Nick at Night. Keep been drinking. Who's open at this time of the morning? You did at Nick at Night. Say that 4 times. Nick at Night. Why are we making a TV series? Because we have a deal with Columbia Pictures that we go out on tour and then we make records and we're going to be making a movie. And part of that deal is that they don't want us to do any television. Which seems to me a bit stupid, because that's where we sort of... But that's where we did our thing, the Monkees are known for television, but obviously we try to say movies, and Mickey would push that kind of thing, let's do the golden screen of movies, because he's into the directing end of it, quite right. But the Monkees really belong on television, that's where we are, but right now, we're going to go for a movie, we're going to sort out what we want to do on that particular presentation. Hopefully it'll be something that will be shown, summertime, it just won't be another sort of like... just another movie. We hope it's going to be a good movie.
How is it working with Weird Al Yankovic?
He's weird. Weird Al. Yeah, he's pretty weird. He's good, he's fun. He gets out there, he does all these sort of like, he takes up all these tunes that we all have grown to love on the radio, and he does his own lyrics, and as you all know, he's very funny. He's got some good shtick. He would have been a great monkey. Oh yeah, I'm a retriever. Yeah, he's hopefully going to be doing that. I don't think it would be too cool for Al to do any spoofs on the Monkees while he's on the Monkees tour. That would be pretty brave. How old am I? This morning I'm over 21. I am 41, but there's been a massive mistake. I'm not supposed to be 41. It's true. He said in the book that I was, but I'm not. No, it's age is a state of mind. Oh. Have we one? Thank you. So do you. Being on tour so often, do I miss being in England? No, I don't really miss any place. I obviously miss my animals. I miss my dog, and I miss my dog. And I do. I miss my horses. But I have a base here in America too, and so I hope to be. Obviously, over the next couple of years, you've got to go where the work is. The idea of being in England for me was that I was doing theatre and children's television and finishing off some of the book and doing things like that. And you've really got to go as an entertainer where the work is, where the performance takes you. It's the only way to do it. You can't be a hit in your own town.
When you look to the side, that guy took a picture of you looking to the side.
Looking to the side? It's not a pretty sight, is it? Well, she still watched the show. Okay, I've got 3 daughters. I've got my Talia. She's over here right now. Come on, Talia. On the chair. Yeah, I want to see her. Come over here. Come over here. Come over here. You don't have to say anything. Come here, come on. This is my 18-year-old, this is Talia. She's big and too. She's taller than me, I know, when most people are. Alright, I won't embarrass you anymore. You want to get down there? Come on. I beg your pardon?
I know why you're shorter than other people.
Wait a minute, there's more. There's more.
Well, everybody's taller of you, because you're shorter than everyone.
No, that's what happens when you don't eat your vegetables. See? So eat your vegetables. Or you won't grow big up and strong like me. I told you never to ask me that question. Next question.
Are you going to Australia next year?
I hope to. My idea would be that we go to Australia to make this movie because I mean they did what's that one with the Crocodile Dundee. They made it for $5.80, you know. But I'd like to go and shoot down there because you've got no problems with unions and things like that. And it's sunny, and I'd like possibly to launch the movie from Australia, do a concert tour while we're there, come round and do Japan, that's what's around the corner. You go to Japan, and then come into America next year for the summer to launch our movie, and also maybe present a new album. And there are plans to also do a Christmas single, which is something that I would like to get into. I'd like to get it involved with somebody like Quincy Jones, or one of those people that have, established themselves. I think right now, at this particular point with the Monkees' career, the way we all feel, is that we're the new Monkees and things like that, but there's no worry about that. If you enjoy it, you watch it, enjoy it, you know, there's no reason why you shouldn't enjoy something else. But, how you doing, Bill? Bill Chadwick, fantastic. There's no reason why you can't do that, but as far as I'm concerned, there's no competition in that department. You know, we're having a good time. We would like to continue to work together as long as we have this sort of interest, you know. And it's no mean feat to get a lot of people together like we are here together today. And I think not just Sue Roach, but everybody else involved. I'd like to thank you personally for getting us all together this morning. All right, what's that? This morning, no, I'm not. I'm not going to be, because I'd rather be with all of you for the time I have to be here. Then I've got to get on the road, and I've got to get off to America. Not that I'm worried about that right now. I'm enjoying being here with you.
Alan would like to know if you'd like to sing something on it.
I beg your pardon?
Alan would like to know if you'd like to sing something on it.
Has he learned to chord yet? It's a possibility. Okay.
Can I give you this?
I beg your pardon. On the day I was born? Everything? It happened in America? On the day I was born? My good God. How did you find all that out? That's fabulous, thank you. I'll read it on the bus. Peter? Okay. Alright, I'll read that later. Thanks very much. He's never been well. Never. Okay. Yeah, I do. I have 5 horses now. I've got one that's is in foal also. And I do like to ride. In fact, I'll be going back at the end of the tour in October for a short period just to get in and do some racing in England. I go over the jump, so I close my eyes. So I don't So, my Palomino, the little one, is called Starlight Express. I did, in England we have the VSHF, or British Show Jumping Association, and I have a young horse, a little, they call it a pony, it's 14-2, one of the horses I have, and I've trained it and raised it and got it ready myself. It's now a 7-year-old. It's been named Jesse's Jumper, but when I was signing up to sign it up because now it's ready to compete, you know, it takes a long time to get them ready. And unless it's the right time, you keep them away. Now this horse is ready to compete, show jumping and cross country and the rest of it. And so I sent the names up to the BSH, whatever it is, and I gave them, my first name was In the Nude. So when they said, and now Davy Jones riding in the nude. They didn't accept it. But someone already has a name, you know. So I thought that my next one was Stark Naked. David Jones riding Stark Naked. They had no sense of humor. And they sent back and said, Mr. Jones, unless you come up with an appropriate name, we'll have to strike you off the record. So I said, Nicholas, they said, that's a good name, you can have that. Not working? Oh, no problem. The what? The Beatles? Yeah, I did. I once met Ringo. Well, actually, I was on the first show they did, the Ed Sullivan Show. I was on that particular show. And I was... Here comes my competition. And I was in the elevator with Ringo during the show, and he had a cold at the time, and he was sniffling and snuffling, and I said, I'll blow it for you. I'm closer than you are. Right. Yeah, they're nice guys, you know. They're all a bit, you know, John Lennon was a bit strappy, you know, a bit uppity, but
What about Paul?
great songwriter. Paul, you know. Have you ever seen him put 3 words together? You know, I mean, he's not the most articulate of interviews, is he? He's a nice guy. They're great songwriters, but that's what they do, write songs, you know. They do. The Beatles make fun of us. I don't think so. John Lennon said that, you know, he was the one that supposedly said that we were much like the Marx Brothers, and he thought we were very funny. There was never any competition there. Obviously, they were a different sort of band. They were basically songwriters, you know. We had gone on, obviously, to be mostly performers. We like the live performing. Yeah, not ticking in. No competition. Hi.
Waiting 21 years.
Okay.
And I was wondering if I
Yeah, yeah, what do you want? Hold on, I can't, he wants to speak down.
You know what? I found a Beatles cartoon.
Did you? Great. Sign it? I wasn't, but I was underneath, you couldn't see me. The camera was shooting up there.
Yeah, really.
Right, thanks very much. 21 years, huh? Olivia, fabulous. Sure, go on then. All right, next question. No, I don't see, thanks very much. I don't see Tommy and Bobby often. I've got a song of Bobby Hart's on the album called Taking the Long Way Home, which is a nice tune. Tommy and I haven't seen Tommy in a long time. No, it's been a couple of years. But I'm not particularly looking forward to seeing him again. On which horse? On the number 4 horse.
David, how are your ribs, David?
They're getting better. It's sore, you know, ribs are, I'm jumping around like a pork chop on stage every night, you know. And just to keep a bit of energy flowing, you know, it's not sort of it's something I enjoy doing, the movement of it, you know. And seeing as though my family tell me that I've got middle-aged spread. I weigh 120 pounds, you know, I mean, what can I do? But, yeah, I do like, I like to jump about on the stage. Yeah. My favorite Monkey song? I don't really have a favorite tune. I like a song that I wrote on the album called Hard to Believe, which is sort of, well, only because of that I wrote it and produced it. And I sang on it the way that I would prefer to sing, you know, sort of like a little more out, you know, not so sweet. You can, yeah, but not at this very time, because... Go, shoot, while I ask the next question. Go ahead.
Any chance of publishing a piece of way you do?
No? Television appearances?
Other shows?
It's a possibility. Pleasure. All right. You don't look 31. 32. The concert videotape. I would like to do a documentary. Actually, it's going to be called a monkey-mentary. And I'd like to have that. In fact, over the next period, I am going to be working very close with Alan, and we're going to be putting together a few things. Anything that is available sort of through magazines and fan clubs and otherwise like that. We have just developed a company, Alan and I, called Don't Press, and we hope to be running a lot of things through, you know. We hope to be using a lot of Michael Bush pictures and things like that, you know, and Henry Bill's pictures and other people's, so that we can service the people that are interested. Hopefully we're going to have our own calendar out this year, and maybe a Davy calendar. I must say that the album, my album, which is probably going to be called I Love You Forever, is going to be available, and probably through Dawn Press it'll be available in the next couple of months, and we'll start by mailing out the initial records to the people that are most interested. Then they'll be distributed to the normal sources. There is one contest that's running in a lot of Sam Goody stores and other record shops around the country. It's about win a dinner or a lunch with the monkeys. And that's, you just have to fill in your form and send it out there. So as many people that were to send in would make us look very good with Nickelodeon. So, you know, the more people the better. The more times you call the radio stations, the more times you call the TV stations and wonder why the show isn't on, the more times you call MTV and tell them to get their finger out and play our record. So during today, there should be everybody at least should make one phone call to MTV and let them know that we had a convention today, we talked, and tell them you're embarrassed that the Monkeys video is not being shown. When last year our video, the one that Peter and Mickey did, was voted the best video of the year. It just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, no. Does that mean I have to take him with me when I go? No. In the black. Riding? Probably. The first horse I ever rode was we had a man who used to come around collecting old rags and giving goldfish and stuff gold. He was the ragbone man. I used to jump on his horse. But I've been riding since I was 15, a massive break in between, and then this last sort of 5 or 6 years, I've been riding every day. It's something I love very much. It's a possibility, but as I say, I want to spend sign autographs. I want to spend most of my time talking to everybody, so. All right. Okay. What? Play with the characters. Right. I'd like to play with them, yeah. Why, do you play with them? You do play with them. No, you don't mean that. Go on. Would you like to walk on little metal bottles? Please. In the hat. Episode? Don't really have a favorite episode. I like to always, as I've said before, the ones where we have to film outside, we can get outdoors. That's my favorite time, you know. I spend very little time in the hotel or in my house at home. I'm always outdoors. I'm always taking a walk. I like the outdoors, you know. So those are the ones that I like the best, you know, when we were sort of filming on the farm or wherever it might be. 2 girls up. Were you coming to Los Angeles to see us and you wondered if you could give me something? Yeah, you could. Well, you know, is there any possibility of our individual launchings from getting together again? The deal would be that we've always been doing separate things, whether it be me training my horses and riding and doing that, or trading horses or whatever, or whether it be me working in theatre or children's television. Mickey's always had his own career as a director that he's always wanted, you know, and Peter has been working with bands, and he does teaching, and he teaches music and stuff like that. We've all had our individual careers, and the thing about a thing like that is the same as this run, that when we enjoy doing it together, and as long as it lasts and it is fun, then we do it. Then we go off and do our own things. I don't particularly plan to go out there and do my own cabaret circuit, or do my own thing with my new album that's coming up. I mean, I would like to tour with the guys as long as the guys will want to tour. I can always do my own bits and pieces and do a couple of tunes from my own album. But individual careers are supposed to be set aside at this particular point. But then you might ask, well, why did Mickey go off and do a Mike Hammer? Or why did Peter and Davy go off and do Australia together? We obviously do those things because they don't particularly interfere. It just keeps us busy and active, and we enjoy doing them. And you can't not do things that you enjoy. I think I've had a couple from you, so let's go further back. All right.
Have you started reading Lester's book yet?
Lester's book. I have Lester's book right here. Yeah, I'm reading it. I said to my little daughter, to Jessica, I don't know if she's here yet, but I said to Jessica, I said, there's this very small picture of Lester on it. I said, who's that? And she said, Lester Piggott. Lester Piggott's a famous jockey in England. I could tell you a story about that, but I don't think I will. It's not right for the morning. Sing, it's a possibility. It's a possibility, but not a probability. Yeah. What, we better be going? Well, as we wind down this evening. 9 o'clock, we're going. Did I do what? Fist fight? Sure, yeah. All the time. Peter? No, not Peter. No, Mickey and I have had a couple of scraps. Nothing that lasted very long. You must be joking. Did I record any after the Monkeys? I had a couple of songs after the Monkeys. Rainy Jane was one, and I forget. The lady at the back with the I can't hear a thing because everyone's talking here. Yeah? How often do we keep in contact? It was, you know, Christmas time occasionally. I met up with Mickey and Peter in Japan at one point, and I've been to many different sort of occasions where Mickey's been there, I've been there, and we don't particularly, you know, it was a very magic time in our lives, and we enjoyed each other's company very much. But the thing would be that, you know, when a show breaks up, you go off and do your thing. It's sort of like, as Mickey says, you know, as soon as the Star Trek people leave the studio, you know, he's not a Vulcan anymore. He's a person, and that's basically what we are. We have our own lives outside of the Monkeys. There is life after Monkey. All right, big band fan. Well, you know thanks very much. You know that the comparison between Benny Goodman's audience and the Monkey audience was that it was a family audience. You used to get the young ones going to see Benny Goodman and the older ones. And this is probably what's happened here. Not that we play like Benny Goodman. We have to go. That's a question. Oh, no. Oh, that's Katrina. Oh, sorry. Okay, we're going to go in a minute. All right. Okay. Question from that young man. What kind of music? I like all kinds of music. It all depends. I mean, I got an 18-year-old daughter, a 16-year-old daughter, and a 5-year-old daughter, and they all have different choices. And so whatever's playing in the house at the time is what I have to listen to. Any cuts on the new album that I'm especially fond of? Yeah, we do Every Step of the Way, which is written by Ian Hunter and Mark Carr. There's, let me see, some other, I like Every Step of the Way. I like, Counting on You. That's it.
Yeah.
So, alright, let me see now. I'll take one more question. How about that lady there with the camera?
Oh, yeah, right.
since the three of us did a show? About 4 hours. Then it's been a couple of months, so I had a bit of a setback.
Davy.
Program to keep in shape? No, we go down to the health club and we swim and we sort of lift a couple of weights and bits and pieces, but nothing ridiculous, you know what I mean? Stallone's already got the part.
Davy. Davy. Question about Mickey, please. Because of his sense of humor, does he have a hard time getting some people taken seriously?
Yeah, Peter and I. Mickey's got a great sense of humor. We all have different personalities. I could talk all day about both of them, or all three of them, you know. They could about me, I'm sure. But the thing is, when you get to know people, you take their humor as sort of like matter of fact. And the more time you spend with people, the more you get to be like them. And we all, though we don't look like each other, thank God. Mickey looks like Gabby Hayes when he wakes up in the morning. And I'm a lot shorter than I usually am when I wake up in the morning. And Peter, we all have different moods, but we tend not to laugh at each other too much because we're all cracking jokes and trying to get on top of each one of those lines, and we lead out from one thing to another. But we do get particularly funny, you know, sometimes together, and some of our funny times are sort of like going from gig to gig, or in a limo, or you know, before a TV show, and we do enjoy each other's company. We do find carry on. No, I can't. All right, I'll just stand here and take a few pictures from over there. Come here, go. No one wants to go. It's 11 o'clock. Okay? Just sit here and take some shot. I'll the first thing I want to do. Sure, we got loads. I was in love with every one of those girls in the episode. Tired of my hair girls and making me go. I think maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to go on that, so I'm going to balance that. I can't really, I was hoping that I could sing with the guy, but I never ever did do it. So if you keep quiet. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'll be safe. I'll be back with you. Counting the ways that I love you. And you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you put up the line, letting me know you're still mine. And I'm counting on you to be here through it all. I'm counting on you to catch me if I fall. Whatever you do, remember I am always counting on you. So you be here next time and I'll see you then.
This is Peter at the Tacoma, Washington Convention, 1987.
I have a bunch of questions here in front of me. So I'm going to ask you, could you do Peter Percival's pet pig for me? And can you do Peter Percival Patterson's pet pig? You can. Can anybody do Peter Percival Patterson's pet pig?
I can.
Go ahead. I can't hear. Put that in there, we'll just double I didn't think of it. Now, I'm credited with it, but I didn't think of it. I was, what happened was, it was a woman named Judy Mason, got it from some school kid. I mean, nobody asked me whether I'd written it or not. I wouldn't have lied and say that. But they didn't, they just gave it to me and said, you did. Let's see. Peter, you must be tired after the tour. Promise not to start the monkey movie until after Christmas and have a vacation. It's signed from Vancouver, which sounds like a tourist plug. Not a tourist plug, huh? How did I like Monterey and the Pop Festival? Oh, I hated it. All those pops, I had all those friends and color. So, like great music, God, it was awful. Will I be doing a solo album? I sure hope so. I have plans. I have, Fishoff is going to put me on the road. Mr. David Fishoff is going to put me on the road. I'm going to gather some musicians, and I'm going to go out as Peter Tork in the Well, probably in the East. Do a few, I guess 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 2, 3, 4 weeks tour at the end of November. Peter Tork in the Well. So why don't you check your local newspapers, especially if you live in the East. Which is your favorite song of Fool It? It says, I happen to adore getting in. Asking me which I think will be the next single, and I don't know. I hope that will, because I like it so much. But I'm not really objective about this, you know. I just have a personal paternal feeling about this. It's like a child of mine. Somebody mentioned that Rhino might be thinking about making a dance mix out of it, which would be a great idea. Dear Peter, the Mets, how could you? Signed, a Monkees and Yankees fan. Hey, just because you like the Monkees and the Yankees doesn't mean that all monkeys must like Yankees, you know. I like the Mets because I was a Brooklyn Dodger fan, and the Mets are the National League back in New York, and because they have a lot of the same spirit that the Brooklyn Dodgers used to have, which was down bones and the amazing Mets and a team that, amazing Mets and a team that, it's good to see them be a good team after years and years of not being a great team. Monkey's Tail claims that you and Mike Nesbitt didn't get along too well. Is this so? Well, oh my God, David didn't say this, did he? Today, David said that you had the biggest penis of all the monkeys. Here's the interesting part. It says, signed, longing to know, which is in the same handwriting as this gentleman. So I don't know about you, still, eh? But I personally like this to myself. Oh. so what? I mean, it's true, but so what? Have you ever met Donovan? And what, if so, what did you think? And I have met Donovan, and I liked him rather well, but I didn't get to know him terribly well. Somebody wants to thank me for the torque touch method of playing the banjo. Taught them to play the face, not the inside, which is very good. Does Mike still wear his wool hat? Favorite Monkey record, song, and show? Obviously, I mean, well, I don't know. You know, I like Headquarters a lot for the obvious reasons. That was like the record where we got to play ourselves. I mean, we played our own instruments. And, but I think actually when it comes right down to pure art, what's really a powerful work, I think Head is much the better. Love Bambi, obviously a pseudonym. Did you ever feel stupid wearing a dress, and would you ever do it again? Yes, I felt stupid. And would I do it again? Hey, if the price is right. What's your favorite part about being a monkey? Did you guys see the first show today?
Yes!
You are soft. Clap in time. I mean, in the middle of no time, no time that, you know, how we come out in the hats and the raincoats and the violins under our arm. In the middle of no time, Mickey turns and grabs his raincoat and goes, like he's exposing himself, right? And I wasn't ready for that, and I laughed an awful lot. I couldn't do the next two songs. I was really the songs. And that's probably the best part about being the monkey in this group, is to be hanging out with these guys. Those guys, both of them, are really funny guys. And I get to laugh a lot, and I really love to laugh a lot. So that makes a lot of difference. Somebody here spelled my middle and last names correctly. How long have you been dating Jennifer, and are there any plans for marriage? And the answer is almost 6 years, and no. If you had to sum up your career with the Monkees in one sentence, what would it be? It would be, I don't think I can sum up my career with the Monkees in one sentence. I don't know. I don't know. You know, who's to say? It was some fun, but it's like, you know, this is the toy shop of life, folks. You know, we're not really. This isn't compare with nuclear holocaust or anything like that. We're here to have a good time, which is important. But how you go about having a good time is not such a big deal. You know, just have a good time. Windsurfing or whatever it takes. You know, as long as you don't hurt anybody else in the process. Great. Toy shop. Toy department of life. What's the most important thing you have taught your children? The major and minor scales. I don't know. Do you get to spend much time with the kids? Not as much as I'd like, but I'm working on ways to do better in that department. Do I ever wish I could play a different character, be the smart one? Well, no, because the responsibility is too great, you know. It's too close to the bone. If I get to play the stupid one and nobody believes me, I go, well, I guess that's just part of it. If I have to play the smart one and I don't know something, then I'm in, you know, deep trouble. Peter, you are a dramatically sexy man, signed in as Jennifer. Describe an average day when you're not touring, and basically I get up in the morning and putter around, make coffee, maybe watch CNN or get a newspaper, or pick up my guitar, sit down with the synthesizers and play for a while, and then take care of whatever business the day holds for me. If I have to take care of business, I do it, and then I come back to the house and sit down with the synthesizers or pick up my guitar or watch CNN, buy a newspaper or something. Read books. I love to read Hope detective fiction. Right now, Jen Willem Van Vettering is my favorite author in that bag. He is, if you like that, he's very zen, which means that the books are all blank pages. Remember your dream date on David Letterman? Is it true you almost came up with her in a moment of wild abandon? the door. Thank you for who you were, who you are, and who you will be. Very nice. So you brought me joys in ways you will probably never know. Love and agony. Even latecomers. What do we have here? Latecomers. Okay, good. I appreciate that. Let's see. Natalie also wants to know if the monkey ended tomorrow. What would you miss the most? Well, I kind of answered that before, and that's just laughter. And, being able to, just because those guys are so freaking funny. How do I feel about bootleg monkey merchandise? Hey, presumably, if we could keep rigid controls on it, absolutely stop everybody who wanted to sell it. It would probably make us a few more bucks. And I'd rather have those bucks than not. However, ask me if I'm really excited about it.
Are you real excited about it?
Will there be a concert video available from this tour? Probably not. Clayton Moore had to sue to get the right to wear the Lone Ranger costume. What arrangements do you have that allow you to play the original Monkey songs? Was it in the original contract in perpetuity? Yeah, we signed the contract in Perpetuity, Michigan, just a small town down there. You get to do any songs that are in the public domain. You just have to pay the author and the publisher. Anybody can do any songs, basically, as far as I know, with some exceptions. Nobody's going to go run around asking people not to play their songs when there's money in it for the author. Clayton Moore did not actually sue to win the right to wear the mask. He was the defendant in a suit that asked him to stop wearing the mask, and the lawsuit never came to trial because it was all about the new Lone Ranger movie, which died a hideous death. And after the movie died, nobody cared, so they just dropped the suit, and now he goes on wearing the mask. There is some stuff about the monkeys and their name, but it's too complicated to go into here. Just suffice it to say that it's a struggle, but we're not breaking any laws or setting ourselves up for any severe lawsuits at the moment. And with any luck, we'll have the rights as long as much as hard as we need them. Do I have any particular religious faith? No. Not in the sense that religion means, a church and a particular gathering of people. I have a very strong spiritual faith, which is to say I'm very certain that there is a power greater than myself, which certainly appears to me to know what it's doing and to know better than I do what's right for my life. And so I do my best to tap into that and to heed it, him, her, and that's about the extent of it. I do things on a fairly regular basis, very small little observances, which help me to stay in touch. And I believe in the power of prayer and meditation. I recommend them highly. And the nice thing about them, here's the interesting thing, folks, in case you're atheists or agnostics, the interesting thing is to try praying not for, the red bicycle, in which case agreeing would be failure, but rather to be shown what to do and to, to be allowed, to be given signs as to what's best. I know somebody driving down the street goes, okay, God, if you exist, that leaf is going to fall off that tree right now. No? Okay, you lose, God. Well, God doesn't lose, folks. So, what it comes down to is, and people say, well, I prayed and prayed and prayed for a bicycle and I never got one, so God doesn't exist. No, so you can't tell God what to do. You can ask God what He wants you to do, and then, then maybe you can get along somewhere, but it doesn't work the other way. And the only final thing I want to say is that if you are sick to death of the God that was beaten into you as a child, don't make that your God, Find the definition of God that works for you, because what I have found for myself in recent years, I grew up without any particular religious upbringing, and I have found for myself that when I expect there to be a loving God, I get that kind of response from the cosmos. That's how it works for me. And that's what I do. I just pass that experience on to you. Will I ever record Good Looker? I sure hope so, but I don't know. What is your favorite Monkey song? I think, I never did get around to that one. I don't know exactly. I kind of tend to like the obscure tunes, like Early Morning Blues and Dreams and corporate songs and other things like that. What single event has changed my life most significantly? Surrender to my alcoholism. When I was fighting it, I was losing, and when I quit fighting it, I began to get better. And it was that surrender that was my victory, and that was the single event in my life which has made the biggest difference to me, boys and girls. You wouldn't be seeing me here before you if it hadn't come to pass. I'm telling you the truth. I'd be lucky to be alive, or I would be wishing I were dead, which is something more like it. What was the most unique and creative present from a fan? I don't know the answer to that. I can't. Nothing comes instantly to mind. There were some good, some nice pictures and poems. And is there anything special? How did you pick out Hallie's name? That's a feminine version of Hallie, which was my father's first name and his father's first name and my middle name. And I said, well, first child gets the family name. And there she was. Were any or all of you wearing underwater during the underwater scenes of Ted? Wearing underwear during the underwater scenes of Ted? You mean under our swimming trunks? Under our clothes? Why did I decide to play Cripple Creek in this year's show? Mr. Jones, the director, said, do it or else. How do I feel about the new Monkeys? Same way I do about bootleg shirts. I don't care so much for my new. Hey folks, we don't know how good these kids are, right? So we see the show, we listen to their records, and then we'll know. And as far as the rest of it goes, it's the same as the bootleg shirts. It probably is financially damaging to me slightly. And ask me if I care. Well, nothing's doing in concert. Probably not. What are your future plans? I don't know. You just turn it over. I ask for guidance. I expect I'm going to do the solo concert and do my best to get a record made. What one personality has helped you the most as an entertainer? Well, every kid grows up, every entertainer grows up with entertaining heroes. I thought Danny Kaye was magnificent. I loved Pete Seeger as a young guy, and Steve Allen. And so those three among them pretty much created the entertainer you see here before you. On the show, you wore some moccasin boots. Do you still have them? No. I saw the video. That was then, this is now. Is there some kind of joke between you and Mickey when you almost started laughing? Like at the end, I presume. I don't know who wrote that, didn't sign, but you mean at the end? Who wrote that question? Because what happened there, it was just one of those things where we were sort of paying attention to each other, and I just made a face, and he looked at me and smiled because I made a face and smiled back. And that was all there was to that. It's, the one thing I like about us as an entertainment group, rather better than most, is that kind of thing, where we can sometimes, you catch us paying attention to each other and just go ahead and laugh a little bit. Or just because we're laughing. That's all. Do something funny, do something a little bit quirky. It's smart. It's good. Is that Jennifer on the back cover of the program? I really enjoyed getting in, and the songs you wrote, do you plan on recording any more of your songs? Yes. Have I read David's book? Yes. What's your opinion? I think it's very good. Do I remember any incidents differently from how he's written? Yes, I do. Lots of them. But none that makes any difference. I don't see, for instance, the thing about David's, there's no other, I think it's in the book, isn't it, the salad event? Yeah. Well, I don't remember it happening where he remembers it happening, but that doesn't matter, right? It's like that. I don't remember things happening in a way, quite the place, but it doesn't make any difference. I remember things, everything he said, the spirit was right, yet some of the details were not to my recollection. My most favorite episode is the fairy tale episode. It says, I asked Mickey if he was Democrat or Republican. He said it didn't matter. I can remember a time when he used to be very radical. Does it matter to you what political party you belong to? Mickey is interesting. He's one of those split political people. He's very strongly anti-war and anti-arms development and very strong pro-peace and fairly conservative economically, but mixed bag. He believes in he's glad for socialized medicine as it is in England and thinks that's as far as it should go. Otherwise, we lose incentive. Hooray! Thanks very much. Dave Lewis, ladies and gentlemen. Does it matter to you what political party you belong to? The thing about belonging to political parties is it helps if you want to get into day-to-day political activity, if you like to do political work. So that if you're a Democrat, and then it doesn't matter much either if you're a Democrat or a Republican. I think that is between those two parties. I find myself quite a bit more on the Democrat side, but that's not an issue. The point being, if you're a Republican, the thing is to get into the local meetings and committee meetings, local committees, and to work on a daily basis. Otherwise, you're just voting, which is actually not as much as many people get to do. Voting is not a big deal in this country. The most political work is being done in the caucuses and the meetings in the townships out here. Good townships and the county meetings, I guess, would be that kind of county political, city political reward, and that kind of thing. Get right in there and, deliver mail, start off, licking envelopes, that kind of thing. That's what makes politics. That's the kind of work you can do. And I recommend that if you believe in it. What did you think of the fan in Denver who got up on the stage with you and sang "I'm a Believer"? I thought she had terrible pitch. What do I like to read? I was saying detective fiction. I also like to read. Well, right now I'm reading McConkey to Sims to McConkey, which is about Phil Sims and Phil McConkey, the New York Giants football team. And I'm having a good time with that. I liked Keith Hernandez's book. I didn't like Tim McCarver's book. I'm reading all these sports character books because I'm interested in the people. Sims to McConkey is pretty good. And the other thing I like to read is, well, there's a whole sort of bag of books, kind of new age, semi-philosophy, psychology books like the Scott Peck books, The Road Less Traveled, People of the Lie, and what's the community book, which I can't remember the title of, towards a community. What's your favorite part of the concert? The end and leaving? I don't know. I like it all. What happened to your psychedelic clothes and stuff? I have no idea. Will I play banjo on a future record? I would hope so. Have I ever met or worked with Lou Reed? No, but we have some mutual friends that have said that he's a great guy. What do I plan to do after the tour? I plan to sleep a lot. How come you seem to prefer not to play the bass on the albums? I don't know, just one of those things. I never did fancy myself. Bass is it's a great instrument, but it's sort of, it's not very, it didn't seem like a creative instrument to me. Although, I don't suppose that makes much difference. What were you thinking about when you wrote, "Do I have to do this all over again"? Karma. What is your major career goal you have yet to achieve? Presidency of the United States of America. How did I get to play in Wonderwall? I was in England and I met George Harrison earlier, and he knew I was there and asked if I would like to come and play banjo, and I was delighted to do that, of course. What do you think about when you're on stage performing? Is my fly zipped? Am I going to sing this next song in tune. What's next on the program? And who's out there and what kind of a time am I having? And then a lot of times I sort of don't think at all, I just do. And the next part of the question is, how do I keep up my enthusiasm? And that is that it's easy. I feed off of the people. What's the biggest sacrifice you made for your career? And what was the biggest reward? I basically think the biggest sacrifice we make for our career is our privacy. That's about it. You know. On the other hand, you can't blame anybody. People behave the way they behave because they behave that way. It's kind of human. What song I've written has meant the most to me? Gosh. You guys haven't heard it yet. It's is there any chance of putting out Higher and Higher in one release, the Peter's Back song? Then I doubt that will go anywhere further. We might get that. There's a few copies of that single left in storage someplace, and I might dig them out and sell them sometime else, maybe on the road this at the end of next month or at the end of November when I go out again for myself. Is there a character here? Can I play the guitar? Is there a kind of a distortion with distortion and compression and chorus? I'll sing you guys the songs that are wrong.
most highly trained musician of the group.
Yeah, as instrumentalist, I'm the most highly trained of us.
Even at that time you were?
Oh, yes.
Far and away.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I haven't had any training since.
Okay.
I played guitar, a little Spanish classical, and I played rock and roll guitar in a group before the Monkees called Mickey and the One-Nighters.
And you also belong to a group called The Missing Links, which is too ironic.
But essentially, yes, David and I...
Sorry.
Essentially, David and I were actors, more or less, with musical tendencies. Peter and Mike were musicians with acting tendencies. And the show was cast like any other television show, like Star Trek.
Yeah, and cast by Rafelson and Snyder?
Yeah, and Columbia TV.
Yeah, and they went on and used the money they made from the Monkees television show to produce Easy Rider, I guess.
Yep.
Which generated enough for 5 easy pieces, and then Rafelson made King of Marvin Gardens, and
your patrimony is extraordinary,
isn't it wonderful? Yes, the patrimony. You mean the patrimony?
Yeah, we'll be right back. The Monkees, stay with us.
Mary, Mary, where you going to?
Because you'd been created for this television show, and yet as you got more popular, you became more interested in being taken in seriously in a different way, etc.
Well, that's different for each of us, and of course there was creative tension. You show me the set where the action, where there isn't creative tension, I'll show you a very dull act.
How was it reflected, though, manifest among the Monkees?
I think no more, no less than anyone else. It was a difficult position to be put into because as it started out essentially as a television show, it quickly became much more than that. We became a group.